Night in the Scottish capital. From top to bottom, it's certainly a more competitive conference, but the visitors, Munster, are looking to maintain their 10-point lead. And there are 4 changes from the last Edinburgh outing 4 weeks ago to Zebre, and 3 are welcome back from Gregor Townsend's Scotland squad. Grant Gilchrist co-captains aside, while Dave Cherry gets more minutes, having made his international debut at Twickenham against England a few weeks ago. Meanwhile, in the backs, Jaco van der Walt will be looking to tick past the 400-point mark for the club. He's 6 short of that margin, while fresh from signing a new contract, Jack Blaine takes his place on the wing. It's a special night for Billy Holland as he moves joint second in the Munster all-time list with 240 appearances, level with the great Ronan O'Gara. It's a vastly experienced pack with the international release of Gavin Coombs as well at number 8. He's the least experienced, but perhaps the most dangerous. Threats galore across the backline. JJ Hanrahan was the hero last time out away to Benetton with a last gasp drop goal. Craig Casey, Shane Daly, Chris Farrell and Andrew Conway all swapped the green of Ireland for the red of Munster. So a 10-point lead to protect at the top of Conference B for Munster. Keep on winning and they will contest the final at the end of next month before we head into the Rainbow Cup and the introduction of the teams from South Africa. But it's something that Munster haven't contested since 2017. After a roaring start, Johan van Graan's side did stutter a little over the New Year Irish derbies, but they still lead the way following that dramatic win in Italy against Benetton. And their record against Edinburgh is very strong indeed. Games of late have certainly been close, but Munster have a knack of edging them, as they did in the famous 2019 Champions Cup quarter-final here, and previously this season when a late CJ Stander try and Ben Healy conversion saved their 100% record at the time. Edinburgh too were successful in Italy and were a tad more comfortable against Zebre after bouncing back from a tough, tight loss in the second leg of their 1872 Cup game. Mike Adamson is in charge of his 50th Pro 14 game this evening. And another huge game in the Guinness Pro 14, and certainly lots to play for in this conference clash between the leaders and the European chasers. Munster way out in front at the top of Conference B. Okay, Edinburgh Munster, desperate to get involved in the hunt and to use their games in hand and those ahead of them as they chase 3rd spot and Champions Cup qualification. That's the main thing that will be on in the heads of Richard Cockerell's players going into this final section of the season, while for Munster it is all about just keeping that winning momentum going as they look to join, which will be either one of Leinster, the more likely, or Ulster in the final at the end of March.
Okay, use it. No.
So early possession for Munster, but it will be kicked away into this very strong wind here at BT Murrayfield. So there's not much that Craig Casey can get in terms of distance off that one.
That's right, yep.
Yeah, it is a strong wind. You saw them trying to manipulate the right position to box kick off, as we saw before the match.
6-man called.
Stevie spoke about it. Young Craig Casey really good in the box kick, not made much distance. Give Edinburgh a really good opportunity to attack here.
Well, Dave Cherry really is living the dream right now. 2 Scotland caps, a debut in Scotland's first victory at Twickenham since 1983. And there's Nick Haining with his first carry of the evening. Henry Pyrgos will play a pivotal role in this game for Edinburgh. His box kicking could be crucial. Setting up Pierre Schoeman.
Hold.
There's another South African front rower on the bench for Edinburgh, Boan Venter, signed just recently, only available since Tuesday after quarantine, and he's on the bench, and that one will be the first penalty of the evening. Goes Edinburgh's way
first, and then you've gone on to ball. You need to tack the ball straight away.
Yeah, you can just hear the referee there.
On the body, no lift, and then on to ball.
Oh, he doesn't release him, does he, Jim? He's straight on to him. Gives away a penalty. Just too enthusiastic at the start of this match.
You can see the physical intent, though, from both teams. Playing quite narrow. Edinburgh in attack. Munster putting real line speed on their defence.
It wasn't squeeze ball. That's only when you can go there. Munster on the line, please.
That's what we spoke about before the game as well, Stevie. Edinburgh getting in these positions. They've gone in these positions all season, but inconsistency around what they do here and taking their chances.
And an early opportunity for Edinburgh, certainly not for the corner. And Dave Cherry finds Grant Gilchrist at the front. The red scrum cap pops up highest to take a clean ball, and now Cherry has it at the back. It'll be left for Pyrgos. They miss out Dean. And coming in on the line was Jack Blaine. Now Bill Matta crashes into the first tackle. They managed to ruck away the challenge of Chris Farrell. It's Haining once more. Pyrgos helps it on to Gilchrist.
Stay on.
Now Van der Vaalt as the backs look to have a go. Kluter's in on that again. He's managed to get it turned. He is the turnover king, the South African, Chris Kluter. And that's a very handy one as Jack O'Donoghue presents it for Casey, and Hanrahan will now put his boot through it, but he can only clear up to the halfway line where Van der Vaalt keeps it in play, but he's missed the pass to Hoyland and is very untidy. Blaine has it, but the Munster forwards crash over Casey, Hanrahan, and now big Damien De Allende. Oh, it's a wonderful offload onto Ryan. Casey goes, and a breathless passage of play.
Yeah, breathless passage of play, Rory. Brilliant by Klute again in his own 22, gets the turnover. I think that's number 11 so far this season. He's a master at that. But De Allende, how dangerous does he look with ball in hand? He's always attacking space. A little bit of footwork just before the contact, gets the offload away. But these conditions, they're really, really tough. Thankfully, the rain has just eased a little bit. But just an indication of Munster look quite dangerous in attack, as we see a bit of a missed pass there, Jim.
Yeah, and it just shows, it goes back to that point and what we were speaking about before the game. That was a snapshot of how Edinburgh have been this season. They managed to win the line out in difficult conditions, manipulated a front ball with Gilchrist, who'll shore up that area, hammering at the line, physical, then it's a turnover, like you said. So, you know, for Edinburgh this season, if it's not one thing, it's been the other. And like you said, you can probably hear the wind coming through. We are at the top of the stadium here. Conditions are tough, so it's going to be difficult for the kickers. Munster, one of the very best teams, once they get 5 metres out, converting pressure into points.
They're not known for being the most expansive teams, these two, but particularly in conditions like that, like tonight, is it going to be keep this ball tight?
It's funny you say that though, Rory, because you know Munster have scored 34 tries this season. You know they do score a lot of tries. We're just used to seeing this dogged, you know, get around the corner, out-muscle teams, score a lot of tries off maul drives. They do have the capacity with the players that they've got to score points, you know, the stats show that they score a lot more points in Edinburgh. So, yeah, they do out-muscle a lot of teams, though, don't they? Not on this occasion.
Scrum of the night, and it's Edinburgh who benefit from the decision.
Just watching it, Pierre Schoeman, loose head on this side. Pyrgos puts it in. Arguably you can say, has Ryan come across? Yeah, he has. Mike Adamson showing the angle. Let's pick that up.
Munster, front man, please. Front man, lads.
All these line-outs,
Edinburgh in.
front and middle, really you think should be quite easy to defend and get players up in the air.
Cherry sends Gilchrist into the air.
Get back.
The two Scotland's colleagues, of course, with
Okay, Edinburgh, use
both
it.
Stuart McAnally and Fraser Brown out of contention. It's given Dave Cherry this opportunity to get his international recognition.
No hands.
And that one has been stolen onto the Munster side, but illegally so.
Rock's clearly formed. It's tackling the wrong side. We need to play that tackle. Okay.
We've seen these given sometimes. You see Dave Cherry just does enough just to break out, so it's no longer a maul, it's a ruck. You just see it's so messy. Munster doing what they do best, trying to slow the ball down. Mike Adamson onto them already. So a couple of penalties around the breakdown for this Munster team already.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Edinburgh get another opportunity from the line out.
Well, back-to-back penalties have allowed Edinburgh to take territory into the Munster 22.
Good gap.
No opportunity to perhaps break the deadlock in this game. Cherry, and again it's that combination, Cherry to Gilchrist.
One stop. Stay back.
And it's the hooker that has it at the back.
Okay,
It's
Edinburgh, use it.
not going anywhere quickly, so Pyrgos will
Use it now, please.
now. He's being encouraged to by Mike Adamson, the referee. Chris Dean.
Bandage offside, back some coaching.
There was an offside. It looked like JJ Hanran who was first up. Here comes Mata
Offside.
as Edinburgh look to profit from this opportunity. The pass well picked up off the toes. And now Van der Vaalt has to spin out of one tackle back for the penalty. I think that's 4 against Munster in these opening 8 minutes of play. In the first chance, you would think for points.
Yeah, you can just see Munster, their line speed, trying to get up off the line very, very quickly. But on this occasion, JJ Hanran, he's just a yard there, isn't he? Yeah, he's just slightly offside. Probably the correct decision. You get away with it 9 times out of 10, but not this time. And an easy 3 points, I think.
Well, Jaco van der Vaalt was instrumental in the win away to Zebre a month ago. And from straight in front of the post, she makes no mistake. And the opening points of the night go the way of Edinburgh, and they lead by 3 points to 0.
I'll tell you, watch as well. We talk about the physicality of rugby as a whole, but the way that these two teams want to play. Big Bill Mata at number 8. He's got the bit between his teeth when he's been carrying early on, 2 or 3 big carries. It's good to see him back fully fit. We said a few more weeks of rehab and to work on his fitness. He's played a few games since he's been back from injury, but he's looking to carry ball.
Well, and Edinburgh now have the Fijian secured on a longer-term deal, a massive bit of business for the club. Also signing up the likes of Hamish Watson and Jamie Ritchie to new deals, really important.
Let the ball come. Let the ball come and don't hold him in.
See, for me, I think that's a penalty. I know either way they're trying to hold him in or not.
Okay,
the tackle has fallen on the wrong side. You do see it a lot. Obviously trying to manipulate the referee. Bill Mata, really physical carry there. The ball's really slow for the box kick.
The real strength of Henry Pyrgos' game is the box kick. That's straight into the arms of Mike Haley, though. Casey looks for the short one to Niall Scannell. Both he and his brother Rory is on the bench, were recipients of new deals recently. Munster have been busy with the old contracts as well as Edinburgh. It's that time of year. Casey to Hanrani, and he'd be quick with that one. Mata carries. It was a good take because that ball was swirling around in the Murrayfield wind. Here's Luke Crosby.
Hold in front, Edinburgh. 5 stop.
Now Van der Vaalt. He's a really good game controller, Jaco van der Vaalt. He's just trying to pin Daly back into the corner there.
Onside now.
And it's a good territorial win, that, from the kicking duel for Edinburgh. Cherry has it. Pyrgos now to Schumann. Davidson helps secure it for Pyrgos once more, and Van der Vaart out to the dancing feet of Chris Dean. Now Mark Bennett, the try scorer out in Italy, and also away to Munster in October on that very, very tight contest that was won very late indeed after CJ Stander's score. Edinburgh had a 5-point lead with 5 minutes to play. Munster, the masters of the late wins in the early part of the season. Pyrgos goes to the air once more. Aroni Sow trying to chase it, but Mike Haley kept his eye on it all the way. And the illegal tackle leads to a Munster penalty.
Yeah, really good take. Mike Haley at 15 there. Edinburgh went to the box kick, which we often see. Swirling wind, really good take that. It's an easy penalty, it's an easy out for this Munster team.
Yeah, bar a little bit of offloading when it was knocked on early on after that Dale Andy half break. It's been all Edinburgh, it really has. They've got the wind at their back, they need to take advantage of this in the first half. Stupid penalties like that just let Munster off the hook.
I think that'll be part of the plan, starve the opposition of possession.
Yeah, I think so. To see Cockerell on it. Do you think he's under pressure, Jim? Is it Richard Cockerell under a little bit of pressure here at Edinburgh? No,
I think you look at what he's built here at Edinburgh. Albeit the style of rugby might not be.
What has he built?
He's built a very good squad. He's built a very good squad. You know, you look at last season, finished top of the conference, albeit lost to Ulster in that semi-final. But it's a really difficult season to judge anyone, really. I think we've spoken about it. Yeah, you know, the Premiership, the internationals, across the Pro 14, Europe. It's difficult, isn't it? You know, no fans, game week in, week out during the internationals. So it's yeah, I think Edinburgh are in a good place with the new stadium.
Okay, good.
A stone's throw.
It's changed days, isn't it, from where they were before Richard Cockerell came in?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they've now got a kind of brand of rugby that is synonymous with Edinburgh and a Richard Cockerell team. Albeit we haven't seen it this season, they have been inconsistent. But you know, the fact that they are matching teams like Munster physically, you know, in Ulster, week in, week out, especially last season, it's got a credit to Richard Cockerell, the coaching team, and players buying into that as well. Strength of depth. Bill Matt's a world-class player, Duhan van der Merwe, a world-class player.
I think it's a good sign that all these players are actually signing as well, Jim. You know, signing on.
The take from Jean Klein at the line out secures possession for Niall Scannell at the back.
Hold here. Stay on side.
There, Casey still awaiting his first Ireland cap, but surely will be coming in the next few weeks.
You know what's coming here? The box kick from Henry Pyrgos. Oh,
well, no, Munster penalty is what is coming. There's Nick Haining hanging on to the ball.
Number 6, first man on the ball, holding on.
O'Donoghue here, see, it's where it becomes more from a Munster perspective. You know exactly what Edinburgh are trying to do there. Set up for a box kick, you can target the breakdown a little bit more.
Well, the wind in the stadium will certainly swirl, but when the ball gets higher, it's very much a headwind that Munster are playing into, and you can see that with the box kicks that Craig Casey was putting up. Munster's first entry into Edinburgh's 22. It's quick ball off the top. Scannell to Dale Lendy was right along the line of the 22. And it's another Munster penalty.
See, with this Munster team, with someone of the Lande, Chris Farrell in the centre, the variation. in which they showed around that line out. Edinburgh, a few straight drives. Munster chance their arm, trying to find that back hinge with the ball carry. Delalande off the back. Just need to get through Bill Matter as well. Committed 3 Edinburgh defenders, no release.
Delalande just does everything so well, doesn't he?
So good.
Bill Matter trying to line him up. He's still able to just get that half yard away from him. Matter doesn't roll away. Not sure if the penalty was given for not rolling away, was it, Rory?
It was not releasing.
Not releasing.
Come on, you're the analyst.
It was a breakdown penalty anyway, of course.
So JJ Hanrahan, previous Guinness Pro 14 Golden Boot winner. As Munster look to draw level, which they do. Hanrahan makes no mistake with his first effort at goal of the night. So a quarter of an hour played, and we're tied up at 3-all.
Yeah, for Munster, it'll be managing this half. Stevie mentioned it. The wind might not look that bad on TV, but you saw off the back of the field position from that penalty for Munster to kick to the line out. It will just be about trying to get through this half and keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Coombs just juggled that one. Found Casey with the eventual pass, and decent clearance from the scrum half.
Yeah, just something from up here in the stands, leaving Bill Matter back on kickoffs and a little bit in the backfield as well, just for the Munster kicking game. He'll be looking to run it back all night long, but really good play there. Brilliant exit from Munster.
I wonder off the back of this line out whether they'll try and get the ball into the hands of Bill Matter. He's decided he's going to come close to the line out, or maybe still he's making a decision. He's going to come in late.
Okay. Yeah, Munster, just stay here. Edinburgh, you must come on. You must stay in the middle.
Be good to see some variation around this line out. See when Hamish Watson plays for Edinburgh, there's a lot of stuff that goes through him in and around the tail of the line out.
A lot of movement that does come to Andrew Davidson. Solid take from the second row, who's
use it once.
in his first season at Edinburgh, but he's heading for Gloucester at the end of the campaign. Up it goes from Pyrgos, needs to measure that one, and well, not claimed by Andrew Conway.
Edinburgh, do you want the scrum?
Easiest take from this evening.
I think Andrew Conway was maybe expecting that to drift even more towards the touchline. Was just a little unsure.
Scrum.
A small bit hesitant. You don't usually see that from him. Very assured under the high ball. But that's exactly what Edinburgh would have wanted. Both teams are very similar, Jim, in the way that they play. Just field possession is so important.
It is, yeah. Sometimes can come across as boring, and you wonder why.
Okay, good engagement.
Going straight to the kick, but it shows you the reason why is to find the field position where you can try and be a bit more innovative. And that kick from Pyrgos there, obviously unfortunate. Conway should have taken it, a player of his quality. It's given Edinburgh a real opportunity in this Munster 22.
Set. Hold.
Pyrgos looks for the platform from the forwards. Matter with the pickup quickly on to Ironi Sow, who breaks through the gain line. Really good carry from the Fijian winger. Now here comes Davidson, and Munster all of a sudden are scrambling in defence to try and hold up the second row, and that's exactly what they've done. He's now bundled back. There's no way that that one's got down. It'll be an Edinburgh scrum.
Yeah, held up over the line. If it was held up before the line, it would have been a scrum to Munster. Well, argue in that case, I'm sure. Real good innovation off the back of that scrum. See Pyrgos and Rody Sow run straight at Mike Adamson, the referee, finds a little gap, generates some momentum, much needed momentum. Andrew Davidson,
Let's speed this up.
arguably says a little bit high. It's actually a really good carry. Munster do really well to hold him up. See just over the line, just manages to get over, which gives Edinburgh the scrum.
Brilliant carry from Ironi Sow.
Good height, stay
Nicknamed the sledgehammer, Jim. Why is he nicknamed the sledgehammer?
You best be good. If you called the sledgehammer, you best be good at rugby. and Rocker, but yeah, I'm sure it's something to do with him carrying. We saw him put down the hammer then.
Yeah, we did indeed. Brilliant carry. Good position here for Edinburgh.
5.
Well, they went for really quick ball off the last one. Let's see if they vary it up here with Pyrgos. Mata waits the pick-up from the number 8. Munster again get bodies in, but it's there for Pyrgos to find Haining. He's tackled by Billy Holland. Pyrgos again as Edinburgh keep it tight through Cherry. Schumann will now have a little punt. It's for small gains Edinburgh are looking for here to get that extra 5 yards towards the line. Gilchrist the next carry. Cherry awaits, and it's the hooker once more. Testing out to see if they can find a soft shoulder in that Munster defence. And it's the Munster players celebrating the Edinburgh knock-on.
Yeah, it's brilliant Munster defence, although they were up very, very quickly on Bill Mata off that scrum. Potentially offside. But you play to the whistle and just a little knock-on there. Very unfortunate. But again, Jim, it's just another opportunity. Just letting those opportunities slide, aren't they?
Yeah, there's so many of these instances in games this season that I mentioned it earlier on without labouring the point. They get into some really good positions, really innovative off the back of that scrum. But when it comes to that power and that patience, they've really struggled this season. Where other teams like Munster, like Leinster, like Ulster, you know, if you go into Europe, you look at Exeter, one of the best teams, European champions in that area. And that's the layer of the game you need. You do all the hard work to get into that position, whether it be off scrum, penalties, line-out drive,
Quick reset.
to give it all away. Real frustration for this Edinburgh team and the Edinburgh coaching team.
There's a lot of experience in there, though, Jim. There's lots of international caps. Guys have been there, done it, been to World Cups. Just can't get it over the line in an Edinburgh shirt.
It's about getting the right people on the ball, Stevie. As you know, if I was anywhere near the ball, you'd be screaming for me to get out of the way. If you were close to the ball, we want to see you on it. And that's what it's about for Edinburgh.
That's forward momentum coming Munster's way, and the inevitable arm goes up from Mike Adamson. Yeah, that's the best way to exit from a scrum 5 metres from your own line.
That's brilliant, isn't it? Really good nudge by the Munster forwards. You can see Clute even working really, really hard on the open side, giving every single kilogram to the big lads in front of him. And brilliant from JJ Hanrahan just to relieve the pressure.
Well, it was headwind for Munster, but I did talk about the swirling wind because it is now currently in Munster's favour, as the touch judge flag will tell you there.
Yeah, nice, stay 10.
All eyes on the flag.
Scannell to Holland.
Okay, line it over.
And now it's another Munster charge with them all.
Okay, that's one stop.
Casey now wants it. And the scrum half has it. Hanrahan. The backs get a run for the first time. Haley chips over. Conway chasing it. It's a very clever kick that requires Blaine to react. Pyrgos, after it was charged down with the pickup. It's a fine clearance from the scrum half. Edinburgh were under major pressure there.
Yeah, panic stations for Edinburgh there. I think it was from Jack Blaine trying to clear his lines. Really good options for Munster, just finding the space at the back. Really good kick. See the kick there, charged down. Luckily went to Henry Pyrgos, the best kickers in this Edinburgh side. Snapshot of Munster there though, hey, from their own goal line. Defence, physicality, scrum off the back of that. Penalty at scrum time. Line out around the midfield. It's actually not a bad outcome for Edinburgh.
John Ryan just sorting his
I'll ask the boys to just
boots
stay
out.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll ask the boys just hang around and make sure nobody's getting held off the ball. Right, okay. Nah, no touch for us. No touch for us. Okay, space, time on please.
Prop is back up, ready to go. Scannell, good take as well from Holland. And it's taken on by Chris Farrell, one of the international releases for this one. Dale Ende, a World Cup winner. It's now on to Haley, and the chase is started by Daly. And Aroni Sow across to cover. He's now dragged into touch. It's a smart piece of play from Munster.
It's just really simple stuff, isn't it? Billy Holland, 240 appearances for Munster. He just walks into the line out, gives it a nod, nice easy ball. And the way they go, smash Chris Farrell up a mountain of a man in the midfield.
Let's go for ball.
And it goes through the hands, Dale Ende, and they get them on the edge, and it's just that little kick through. Aroni Sow has to come from the opposite wing to clear it up.
Hold the space,
and they bundle him into touch. Really good play by Munster.
Open.
See the front of this line out. Edinburgh just giving Munster the line out. They'll take it.
And they do once again through Holland. Scannell, there's advantage coming here for Munster. It's a free play. Scannell now being dragged in, so he may look to release it to Casey. Down it goes.
Early drive.
Mike Adamson making it clear to the Edinburgh team. Early drive, said just before the line unfolded. Edinburgh giving Munster the front of that line out, hoping to hit them into touch. This Munster team really experienced, really physical in their line-out drive, as we'll see now. 5 metres out.
Edinburgh on the 5.
Holland again unmarked. Just see the angle of Gilchrist. Doesn't really do much there to affect it, but just swims up the side. And that just is enough for Mike Adamson to give away the penalty. Give Munster a real opportunity now. 5 metres out.
Stay 10 as well.
The Munster have the second highest success rate with lineouts in the opposition 22. Can they strike from here? Klein, it goes down the blind side. This is well worked. They're keeping moving. It's quick ball. It's now O'Donoghue. They're just short. Have they managed to wrestle that one over the line? Mike Adamson is in there to have a look.
Back in scrum, 5 scrum.
And it will be a scrum 5. That was very close indeed.
I'll tell you how old that line-out move is. I scored with the exact same line-out move against the Border Reivers back in 2006.
I thought you were going to say 1987. The old dinky-do at the front. But yeah, some real innovation again. Graham Rowntree coaching this Munster pack. So Donoghue thinks he's over. Good defence. Results in a scrum. Tough place for Edinburgh defensively. Great attacking plays for this Munster team. You wonder whether they'll keep the ball in, or they've got so many options in that midfield, Stevie.
I think keep it in there at the minute. Really good dominant scrum, the last one. Got a penalty out of it. Keep it in, see how it goes. Casey dangerous off the base also.
Well, and you thought Gavin Coombs will be really keen to get his hands on the pick-up of this. He was so close just moments ago to getting the first try of the game. He has been deadly this season.
Yeah, he has, and like I said, Rory Hill won the ball in hand, so you wonder. Saw Bill Matter off Edinburgh scrum in a similar position, get his ball in hand and run. So Gavin Coombs, so impressive. The ball in hand, the physicality, really impressed with him this season.
You think he deserves a chance, Jim, in an Irish jersey?
Look at the Irish back row, so talented, eh?
Jack Conan went really well last night for Leinster again.
Yeah. I don't know, I think O'Driscoll said he looked lean on Twitter, and whatever Brian O'Driscoll says, I believe.
Lad's been really good up until now.
Embarrassment of riches in that back row.
We need the space. We must have
he definitely
space.
has got all the tools. Gavin Coombs.
Let's go, quick reset.
I'm sure he wants the ball in hand. He can hear us.
Keep the space.
He wants to back it up.
Well, scrum 5 metres out from the Edinburgh line. An ideal position for Munster to set this attack.
Crouch. 5.
First job is secure ball from the scrum.
Set. Hold.
In from Casey.
Stay on.
And here goes Coombs with the pickup. Charges to within a metre. Casey now trying to snipe down the side. Inches short here, Munster desperately piling in, looking to get it that final shift over the line. Edinburgh, it's desperate defence. Clute secures it. Casey with the short ball onto Klein. Clute again in there, digging deep. It's Scannell. And now a final charge and over the line. Jack O'Donoghue stretching and getting the first score of the night. Hard work put in by Munster, and that is a big reward on a night when tries are going to be tough to come by.
Yeah, a real inevitability around this Munster team when they get there. The flip side of Edinburgh, really. They have an opportunity. Donoghue there, you saw, arguably we've seen the ball on the line a couple of times in the build-up to that. Really good carry from Coombs off the base. That is a Munster try through and through. Really good finish, really physical. And worrying for Edinburgh as well, the physicality that Munster have just imposed on them there.
Yeah, just before that, Jim, I thought Casey almost touched the ball on the line, but it was recycled a couple of phases later. O'Donoghue gets over for the try. A couple of caps for Ireland. Last played back in 2017. He's got lots of ability. Gets the first try for Munster.
So here's JJ Hanrahan to get Munster into double figures for the night with half an hour on the clock. Hanrahan drills it through the uprights and delivers Munster into a 10-3 lead at BT Murrayfield.
That's a good finish, it really is. The tacklers go low, Dave Cherry tries to get the hold of him, he hits, he spins. And it is a very good finish.
15th try on his 141st appearance for the province. It's a bouncing ball that might well go all the way, and does.
Already South pushed it. Pushed himself to try and get there, but it's a big mistake in the context of the game, having just conceded a try. Came off the boot poorly, it looked like. Obviously a lot of wind as well on the backs of this Edinburgh team. But another really good opportunity for Munster. 8 or 9 minutes left in this half.
Okay, there's a mark.
Kind of apology from Jacob van der Walt.
Okay, keep it square, shoulders up.
Shoulders right up in the centre of the pitch.
These are the ones you are looking for a penalty. It's an easy out to gain some field position. The last scrum was solid as a rock just before Munster scored.
Well, the Munster forwards have set the tone in these last 10 minutes or so, steering them into this lead, and an early push from the Edinburgh pack. It will be a free kick and will pack down once again.
Craig Casey wanted to go then, did you see him? Kevin Coombs just put his hands on his shoulder and says, mate, we're going again. Cold, wet night here in Murrayfield. We can take them, so they can obviously feel a slight bit of dominance. Would have been nice to see him tap and go though, wouldn't it? Open it up a little bit.
Tries. 5. Set. Keep it square.
Just got a nudge on there, haven't they?
Coombs controlling it at the back. The shunt on for Munster. It's another penalty, and the forwards are really beginning to dominate this contest.
And that's exactly why Coombs didn't let Casey run with the ball.
On the angle.
They can feel that dominance up front. They got the nudge on and they kept the legs driving. Really impressive by Munster, but it's all off the back of an Edinburgh mistake, kicking the ball dead off the kick-off, backing a mistake up with another one. Will they get punished again? Munster licking their lips at the minute, Jim.
You know what, we're speaking about it before the game. This is from years gone by, what you remember from Munster teams, physical up front, really dominant at scrum, line out, direct in the midfield.
Keep the space.
Been able to back up away from home on nights like this. Been really impressive.
And you in the second row for Edinburgh going backwards.
I think so.
Munster in. Get good space.
Against Munster's younger lads as well. He played against O'Connell once for Munster. Probably dominating me then as well, before you say it.
Holland up to take it, and there's a penalty going against Davison for his infringement in the air. Dialende now. Casey, Hanrahan. Just clipped through. Hoyland is there. We'll go back for the penalty on the far side.
Penalty against Andrew Davison in the line out. See, unmarked again, really. Just all over him. You can't do that now. Just comes down, quite clumsy. Gilchrist even coming up the side as well. And that's the worry now for this Edinburgh team. They've been dominated up front in the scrum, around the pick and go. You've given away a couple of line-out penalties as well. And this is where it becomes difficult. You're 5, 6, 7 metres out from the try line. Do you go up? Do you stay down?
Discipline in the air. Discipline in the air now, lads.
Well, this is deja vu from just a couple of minutes ago, and the outcome was the Munster try.
Space.
Can they get all the
Wait for the arm.
cogs working in synchronisation once more? Holland, it's the... Billy Holland didn't even need to rise in the air, quickly taken. Casey misses out Dialende. Now they look to shift it wide. Haley, Conway outside him. The fullback stepping, getting to within 5 metres. Dragged a little further. Hanrahan tackled by his opposite number. It's Haley again, and out wide in the channel. Dialende didn't quite have the pace to get round his man. It was Jack Blaine with the tackle on the South African international. Back we come for the Munster penalty. And Clute takes it quickly, trying to catch Edinburgh unawares. Dave Cherry was in with the tackle. Oh, and it's O'Donoghue. He's just short. He looks certain to score his second try of the game.
I thought
but he couldn't just wrestle over for that final half yard that he needed.
Onside.
Holland had a punt in there as well. Cronin also. Now Coombs just drives a little harder and further. Clute again. He's got help from his teammates coming. Again, there's advantage here for Munster, and Casey looks to dart under the would-be tacklers, which he does, and the scrum half is over. Munster's second try, and they are striding away.
It looks like a try to me. Casey backs himself. You can see Chris Farrell, he's looking the ball, but no, he's not getting it.
Okay.
Let's listen to the referee here about the grinding.
No, we've just not seen the initial grinding, so we just want to check it's not a knock on or anything. So on-foot says it's a try, because we have a grinding, but we just want to check it off.
Okay, Mike, so on-field decision is try. You just want to check to make sure there's no knock-on in the attempted grinding.
I think the post was just in the way
Just
for Mike
checking.
Adamson. Rightly so, you may as well use your TMO. Patterson up there to confirm what we've seen, which is a try. So difficult to defend. Andrew Davison there, you just see that slight show and go. Davison moves just slightly left, raises his height. Little Casey just gets under. There's inevitability around that try, or has it?
Mike, I have a decision for you.
Yeah.
You may award the try.
Craig Casey's third try in Munster colours. Munster's second of the night, and Hanrahan knocks over the extra 2 with 3 minutes left of the first half. Well, when you're 1.65 m and you're facing big Andrew Davison, that's the one way to get past him.
It certainly is. There's too many penalties from Edinburgh given the field position for Munster, and Munster are very clinical. And they get into the opposition 22, getting that maul going, eking another penalty, getting around the corner, using the big men. Coombs, O'Donoghue, been brilliant in there.
Coombs takes the bouncing ball. Tackled by combination of the two Edinburgh second rows and Davison and Gilchrist. 17 unanswered points from Munster after Jaco van der Valk put Edinburgh in front with that penalty. But they really have shown all that they are made of, Munster, since then. And Casey just managed to knock that one backwards. The tackle comes in from Schoeman. But the forwards have rallied around the scrum half to secure the ball. Hanrahan's in to play scrum half. They'll just look to run the clock down with less than 2 minutes left of this first half.
Leave it, lads.
A highly professional display from the Conference B leaders in this opening 40 minutes at BT Murrayfield.
That's exactly what it is, Rory. Very, very professional. Everything being done extremely well. Not the distance there, but you said about the swirling wind over on the far side of the pitch. It's with Munster, and on this side of the pitch, it's certainly against them. But Casey just getting the ball off the pitch, put the pressure back on Edinburgh. Extremely professional, as you say. Very impressive.
Cherry's delivery from the line out. Edinburgh do just manage to hang on to possession. There were a few flicks of the wrist to keep it on their side, and now Haining, as they try to get some go-forward ball and the possibility of some points before half-time. Crosby was hit hard, it's not there for Pyrgos, but Mata can pick up and find a little gap, and Pyrgos now out to Bennett, who spins out of the first tackle from Chris Farrell. Now in Ronnie Sow, he's been the one that can break the Munster line. Hanrahan able to hold him up for a bit. Pyrgos was then just interfered with as he looked to fling the pass out. Scrum half now has a bit cleaner ball. Bennett with the kick through. And Andrew Conway will clear to touch.
With time for the line out just before the half-time whistle, but Munster are just swarming all over Edinburgh in defence. They really are. Their line speed has been fantastic. Edinburgh running out of ideas. Glute at the breakdown being a menace as always. But one more chance just before the half-time.
Gilchrist takes it. Edinburgh needs something here. Cherry to Mata, bursting through, he looks for Pyrgos. It goes forward. And that should be that for the first half. Edinburgh unfortunate not to strike. The final pass just not quite going to hand. And it's been a really top performance from Munster in the opening half here at BT Murrayfield. Edinburgh got the first points, but since then it's been all about the Munstermen. Half-time at BT Murrayfield, it's Edinburgh 3, Munster 17. Well, it's a fixture that Munster do enjoy over the years in this competition. They've won 27 to Edinburgh's 8, and certainly after that dominating first half performance, the men in red have been put in a really commanding position in this game. Craig Casey, one of the try scorers, the other being Jack O'Donoghue, that have given Munster a 14-point lead at the home of Scottish rugby. In the top two in Conference B are both looking good this evening. Connacht are 20 points to 10 up on the Cardiff Blues at the Sports Ground. And just look at the conditions here in Edinburgh, in the Scottish capital. The rain bucketing down now, and the wind continues to swirl around high up above the stadium. Munster back out while Edinburgh stick to the warmth of the dressing rooms, but also that means the wrath of Richard Cockerell. Where would you rather be?
I'd rather it be a summer's evening, that's for sure. Argument for summer rugby, but yeah, look, Richard Cockerell's not going to be happy with that first half, especially the way that he wants his team to play with physicality. He spoke about it before the game, the physicality that this Munster team would bring. You know, Edinburgh started that half right. They were physical. They were going route one. They were looking to try and get dominance around the set piece. But this Munster team look good, don't they? You know, they got the bit between the teeth. 17 points to 3 on a night like tonight shows the character that they've got within this squad, but also the quality as well. I thought they were really good. With the wind on their backs now, it could be a long half for Edinburgh.
Well, a week on from dark blue against deep red at BT Murrayfield, and it was Wales who came out emerging victorious in the Six Nations meeting last Saturday, and it's Munster commanding things in the Guinness Pro 14 right now. Mata with the carry. It's going to be an Edinburgh penalty there.
That's one man that rocks up in the first half. Bill Mata, really physical carry, not just looking to hit the deck and kick off, actually looking to break the line. Really difficult man to bring down.
Yeah, it's a little bit sloppy from Munster.
Okay, Munster on the line, please.
That's an easy out. It was a pretty good kick. Bill Mata just coming around the corner. Just looking to exit with a box kick, just not rolling away.
Edinburgh on the win, please.
Tough tackle that for Conway, isn't it? Bill Mata's picked him out. Biggest man versus the smallest man.
Bill Mata and Aroni Sow, the two Fijians, certainly turned up in that first half for Edinburgh. It's almost hacked on as Munster have their first possession of the second half. Coombs wants it again and gets it, and the number 8 floats the pass out to O'Donoghue. Now Conway dinks it down the touchline, but covered by fullback Damien Hoyland.
Yeah, you just see Munster getting in the air in that line out, Jim, and just sometimes who wants it more when it goes over the top? And Coombs straight onto the ball. He wanted it more in these conditions.
Got to be incredibly brave to do that as well. Like you said, he went right down where the boots were on the floor. It shows a mindset of the team. Really willing to do stuff like that on a night like tonight, away from home.
Here goes Shane Daly, hasn't seen too much of the ball, chasing his own kick on Hoyland. It's a good follow-up tackle too, but the fullback got his pass on to Jaco van der Walt. Pyrgos for Mata. I get the feeling he's going to put in some hard yards and carries in this second half. Pyrgos with the box kick. Klute couldn't claim. Comes back on the Munster side after having gone forward from the South African.
Yeah, ball holds up in the air, really difficult to take them. You work all week on regathering the box kicks, but it just falls. Klute isn't, you know, he's not, it seems an easy take, but it's not. You've got your back to the ball. On rushing players, you probably not practice it in the week to be taking the high ball. It's normally for the back 3 or your number 6 or 8 who's in that backfield.
In fairness, Jim, it was actually probably a poor kick. Klute just running back, ambling back to get into position, and all of a sudden it's coming his way and he's having to turn to try and catch it, but it's worked out in Edinburgh's favour as the rain has stopped, thankfully.
Pyrgos with the pick-up from the base. He's got Hoyland and Blaine outside him. It's really well measured. That's brilliant from Henry Pyrgos. He had virtually no angle to work with, and he's found the line 5 metres out, 6 metres maybe.
Yeah, brilliant kick, especially if you saw that scrum as well, was going backwards. Just managed to get around the corner. Pyrgos did. Right options to put it on the floor. Can go anywhere when you keep it high. quality kick.
Well, defensive line out from Munster, and Casey had to dart. That's a clever bit of play from Daly.
Use it! Ball's out.
There for Casey, he has to react. He's been caught though. Still able to present it, but it will be an Edinburgh penalty as the Munster players got in there to seal off.
First action's off feet.
Yeah, it's risky play from Munster there. They went to the 4-man line out, secured it. Actually got a small bit of a bust, but the ball pops out. Casey isolated and sealing off the ruck. I think it's maybe... Thought it was Klein, it's not. I think it's one of the props. Is went over. What a position for Edinburgh to get themselves back into this game.
I love that, Stevie. Just if in doubt, blame a prop.
Okay, timing, wait till they're down. Yeah, on the line,
So true though, isn't it? Generally, if there's a penalty for going off the feet, it's probably a prop.
Leroy Atalifo receiving some attention, but they're ready for Cherry from 6 metres out from the Munster line, and you feel like if Edinburgh have got any chance in this game, they probably need to score here. There's some headgear flung out from the ball. Cherry has it. It's still moving for Edinburgh. It's gathering pace. Cherry in charge. It might shuffle back. It's now in the hands of Pierre Schoeman. Pyrgos now goes looking for it. Munster's defence, as it has been all night, solid, but Pyrgos has a quick shuffle and punt for the line. Now Mata, can he be stopped from range? He can, and the penalty is going Munster's way.
That's right. No. 6, are we done?
Well, that could be a big moment in the contest of this game.
Well, I'll tell you what, that Richard Cockerell half-time team talk has certainly got the Edinburgh lads pumped up, and it's Bill Mata. He has been excellent tonight. He's been one of the standout players for Edinburgh. He's put his hand up the carry. He's been in the backfield, taking a few balls, and he nudges his way forward. A bit of extra help as well by Andrew Davidson, the second row. What a brilliant reaction by Edinburgh, Jim.
Yeah, he's who you want on the ball. So you talk about discipline and patience and getting your best ball carriers around the ball.
We've checked.
As we've seen, Bill Mata is Edinburgh's best ball carrier tonight. Off the back of a line-out that actually went forward for the first time. Physicality around there. It's game on.
Jaco van der Vaalt to strike the extras, and he gets them. It's a full 7-pointer. My apologies, my reading of the signal from the referee. I thought penalty Munster, but Edinburgh getting over for the try, and they're right back in it. Bill Mata coming up big. He'd gone 23 games without scoring a try before this evening. Van der Vaalt will just let that one go. It will go dead, and we'll be heading back to halfway.
We saw this in the first half. On the other side. Just shows the power of the wind this evening. We thought that it would benefit Munster coming into this second half, but they're going to start strong.
Do you want to move to the side? Yeah, do you want to move to the side of it? It's okay here.
So now a 7-point game, a 1-score match.
We'll see the physicality. See if there's been any fixes for this Edinburgh scrum. They're on the back foot, off the back of Pyrgos, putting them down into the corner, which resulted in a try. But they were on the back foot in the last scrum, this Edinburgh pack.
Let's go again. Let's go again. Hold the weight. Hold the weight. Let's go.
Been quite good as well. Not many resets. Obviously got one here. Hamilton really well. Does really well around scrum time. Both teams won a scrum.
Crouch. Bye. Set. On the perch. Hold.
will that score breathe extra life into this Edinburgh side as they now switch the side of attack? It's kept alive for Bennett. Good pass out to Chris Dean, who hacks on. Haley.
Hold Munster, hold, stop!
The fullback puts his right boot through it, but taken by Pyrgos.
Let him run, let him run!
Now Hoyland goes high. That one's going to hang in the air. Good take by Daly. Cronin. Decent carry from the prop.
They use.
Casey, it's been contested, but it is now there for the scrum half to find Gavin Coombs.
No hands!
Casey again with the box kick. Hoyland just had to change his line. Links well with Van der Vaalt, and
Hold Edinburgh.
the clearance heads out on the full after it was carried back into the 22 by Edinburgh.
Yeah, really, really good kick by Craig Casey there, just on the edge of the 22. Damien Hoyland probably would have marked it, and then it backed up by a really good defensive chase, put under massive pressure.
Just on the edge of the white. Edge of the white, space. Edinburgh, space. Tail's gone. Tail's gone.
See a few things already around this Munster line out. Peel around the front, a few drives, hinge at the tail of the line out.
Scannell finds his man again in Holland, and here goes Casey. Quick link, Daly involved, and they just couldn't get the final pass away from Haley to Conway. They were one away from a third score.
Oh, that's what all the Munster fans have been waiting to see for the last year or so. Stephen Larkham's name written all over those back plays. Lovely interplay, lovely hands, just that final pass. I tell you what, that's high skill level right there, considering the weather conditions here tonight. Really exceptional play. Would have been one for the scrapbook there, Jim.
Yeah, it did. Straight up a video game. XXY, left, right, left, up, triangle. Looked good from where we was stood, apart from the final pass. Just shows the variation this Munster team have got. Hit you up the guts.
Set.
Larkham there, sure. Even with a bit of rain, they want to go out wide, which is lovely.
Pick up from Mata. Really good charge from him.
No hands down.
He's having a real influence on this second half. The Edinburgh number 8, Haining now.
Onside. Okay, 9, use it.
Henry Pyrgos. Edinburgh playing into the wind. That one hangs in the air. And Aroni Sow, the really strong tackle on the recipient, Andrew Conway.
Okay, use, back you go, back you go.
Casey to Holland, the two number 5s clash. Grant Gilchrist with the tackle on him. Two such experienced players.
Okay, use it. Stay on.
Casey looks for Hanrahan, and now the crossfield kick. Blaine has to read that one well. He's now popped it up to Daly, though. De Allende in on it. And as Mark Bennett scampers away, the knock-on did come from Jack Blaine.
A little bit jittery there with the crossfield kick. I don't think it was intended to go right there, but he loses it on the ground. De Allende trying to get it free. A little bit of a mix-up, but I think players on both sides really need to make an effort on the ground to try and get the ball placed back. You can see Casey digging at every single breakdown. Edinburgh, something similar. Need to make a concerted effort to place that ball back, make it easier, especially in the conditions.
Change for Edinburgh as Murray McCallum comes on for Leroy Atalifo. To freshen things up on that front row.
Okay, 8. Yeah. Okay, water off. Okay, time on.
Magnus Bradbury is also getting ready to
Scrum.
come into the action for Edinburgh. Well, all the signs towards the end of the first half were that Munster would stretch away in this contest, but it's Edinburgh who managed to eke 7 points back in this second half.
Has it slipped here? Has it slipped?
A little slip.
Here's the mark,
from
move
both
over.
Edinburgh and Munster.
Position.
It's the frustration sometimes for the viewers at home, just the time it
Hold
takes
the pressure. Yeah, just
reset. See Nick Haney, number 6, just waiting there. Grant Gilchrist cleaning his boots. The props aren't even set. It takes a good couple of minutes to get going again. Munster pack down and set first though.
Crouch. Bye. Time off. That's a bit far apart. Let's get the space. Let's go. Quick reset, lads, please. Quick reset. Let's go.
Mike
Get good
Adamson
space.
trying to avoid any extended delay.
Okay, time on. Let's
That's
go.
the thing, you see, whatever happened next, there'll be a free kick either side.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Let's go.
It's holding firm, and it's there for Craig Casey, although he's going to leave it in there. There's a penalty coming Munster's way. And there it is the full arm of Mike Adamson.
Yeah, the Munster front row have been brilliant tonight, haven't they? Now Scannell back again, finding a bit of form. James Cronin and of course John Ryan on the tight head. A lot of hard work, working as a unit. Back row staying down, brilliant, and they've nudged it into the corner. No doubt, Jim, they might go to the maul once again.
6,
Yeah, I was just had a wry smile there. Poor Craig Casey saw the arm out by Mike Adamson. He wanted the ball. He wanted to play away the forwards, and obviously that battle within his own team with Gavin Coombs.
Yeah. Space at the back. Space at the back.
They feel like they've got some dominance up front, don't they?
So Bradbury is now on for Nick Haney, and straight into the defensive work.
Okay, it's over.
And Munster again look to turn the screw and get beyond the one score.
Okay, we're 9-1 start.
Niall Scannell has it as it rumbles, keeps on moving forward. Casey now decides to have a go, almost through the gap, the scrum half. Munster celebrate, they think they're there, and they are. And that is the 3rd score. And it's about time that Gavin Coombs got in on the action. The number 8 with yet another score in the Guinness Pro 14.
Yet another score, 6 tries and 10, make that 7 tries this season. And look at that, back against the grain, thank you very much. But I'm just not sure, Jim, maybe you can tell me more. Why do the players hold on in there instead of getting back round and trying to stop that drive from Munster? They just seem to cling on to the side and hope that it'll stop.
Yeah, it seems to be the thing to do now, doesn't it? Because sometimes the ball can get tied in. It actually looked like it was going to be tied in slightly there. But Munster doing what Munster do. Hey, physically imposing themselves. They've got real nice variation in and around the line out, whether or not it's at the front or at the back.
So just got
And Craig Casey making the little half break there, putting Bill Matter and the rest of the Edinburgh players at the back of the fringe of that line out. 6s and 7s.
Well, Munster's degree of comfort returns after that score from Gavin Coombs. And here goes JJ Hanrahan with the conversion. Very, very tough win to strike a ball in. He's extremely unlucky. That one rattles back off the upright.
number 9.
Just shows how important set piece is. The scrum and the line out has been exceptional for Munster this evening. That pick and go, that short burst game, Munster very clinical first 3 phases after set pieces, scoring points. And yet again,
that one had just drifted out. It will be an Edinburgh line out.
Ball hadn't crossed the plane when you caught it, feet on the line.
Gavin Coombs with his hands on the ball, a 7th try in 11 games this season. It's first actually since November. They had dried up a touch, but it was some record that he was trying to keep up with.
Yeah, I think he had a hat-trick in one game as well early on in the season, and that's why everybody's shouting for him to get into the Irish setup, potentially get capped.
Ball, stay back!
Here goes Mata, trying to get Edinburgh back in the game as he did at the beginning of this second half. Bennett carried on by Gilchrist. There's Charlie Shield, substitute scrum half for Edinburgh. Infield it goes to Damien Hoyland, and Shield thinks he's seen a gap down the blind side, scoops the ball back for Ronnie Sow. Shield again, Davison has to reset things for Edinburgh and bring a bit of control to this attack. There is a penalty coming. McCallum now has it. Shield again, who's been training with the Scotland squad in recent weeks. Here's Blaine. Now Bradbury. Penalty will arrive.
Tackle needs to roll the other way. He rolled into the 9.
Yeah, another breakdown penalty, as we see. Who was it? No, before it was Coombs. Yeah, just too slow around the base of that breakdown and rolled into the scrum half. Charlie Shield, who's looked good since he's been on, added a bit of pace to the game. And where Edinburgh looks strongest is when they get their best ball carriers on the ball. Bill Mata, saw another good carry there. Mark Bennett, we've not seen much of him tonight. He's one of Edinburgh's strongest physical ball carriers.
Well, Edinburgh preparing Mike Willemse, but Dave Cherry will remain for this line out.
Stay 10, Edinburgh. 9, stay 10.
Gilchrist, the go-to man again.
Stay back.
In the hands of Mata and fed back to Cherry. It has been stopped once.
Over the 15. Okay, 9, get ready.
They're going sideways for now, Edinburgh. Shield urges them forward.
It's a really good drive, that. Really good body positions, as we see some of the backs coming in.
Sow and Dean adding their weight to this, and they've got up to 5 metres out from the Munster line.
Hold, stay on side.
Shield has to go digging for it. Has really slowed down the ball there for Edinburgh. Bradbury is there. And now the ball should be released. It's taking an age to come out of there.
Okay, use it.
Now Edinburgh can use it when they want. It's Davidson. Bradbury fresh off the bench. Strong tackles so far from the Munster defence. McCallum is next to have a go.
Onside, 5 step.
Now Davidson waits. Helped out by Mata. Just going along the 5-metre line at the moment. Munster hitting their targets. Schoeman. It's more of the same.
Yeah, you flip around, having watched how Munster dominate Edinburgh when they've got the ball in this area. Edinburgh just very laboured, really slow to get their ball carrier, their latches on.
Davidson piles into those who were already on the deck. Schoeman. That's Kluta in with a solid tackle that got the congratulations of his teammates.
Use it.
Gilchrist picks up, has a dart.
Onside.
A not too dissimilar position from where Mata got his try. Schoeman now. Crosby is in there. Mata helps secure it. Bradbury has seen plenty of the ball since he's come onto the field. Schoeman
good discipline.
just waits for his moment.
Onside!
Mata will try now too. They're right in front of the post. They have managed to find a penalty. The Munster defence too eager. Shield, and now they can spin it perhaps. Aroni Sow in broken field, and he's caught, and will go back for the penalty right in front of the post. Munster offside.
Yeah, the referee gave them a couple of warnings. Gonna go for the quick tap, maybe not.
Offside, will be in the back foot.
Slowing it down, but Jim, you're right.
Number 2.
Very pedestrian from Edinburgh on their pick and go. You just need to ramp it up.
2.
Another change here from Edinburgh, Rory.
Yeah, the change at hooker, as I mentioned before, and after that long wait for Mike Willemse, he does get to come on for Dave Cherry. And you wonder if his first job, I think it is going to be to pack down.
Just some information from the offside. Your discipline was very good, but there was just the occasion.
See some teams go for the tap and go as well, and get within 2 or 3 metres, but obviously this Edinburgh team aren't trusting that part of their game. So you're hoping for a bit of innovation, maybe something from Bill Mata at the base to get them even closer to the try line. Weather permitting, they can get it out slightly further to Bennett's hands.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Lads, far side.
Be a reset.
It's okay, lads, just a bit more stability, far side.
Callum and
More
Cronin,
stability. Keep it up.
the problem area.
Okay, let's go.
Munster preparing 3 subs. Stephen Archer, Finian
Let's go, Edinburgh,
Wycherley,
let's go, please.
and
Let's go,
Jerry Loughlin
Munster.
will be coming on shortly, but they've got some defensive work to do here.
Crouch! Bind!
Or will Edinburgh
Set.
allow the backs
Okay, now let's
to
go.
try and utilise the space of this
Behind the
central
ball.
scrum, or will it be the pick-up from Mata? Well, it's unstable. There's further advantage coming Edinburgh's way. Long blast of Mike Adamson's whistle.
Let's try and see what this was for. No,
Number
there was a
1,
slight shift.
elbow
You
down,
see, really stable scrum. You just see the slight shift to the left from
Captain.
Cronin, and then straight across into that heart of the Edinburgh scrum.
Time
So
off.
I think it's more for Wheeling. Not 100% sure.
1, 3 and 4. 1, 3, 4, 7.
So the
1, 7 was it?
quadruple change now being made by Munster's Jack O'Sullivan joining Finian Wycherley, Stephen
And 7,
Archer
please.
and Jerry Loughlin on the field. Mixing up half their forward pack.
Okay. Okay, lads, a lot of new front rows. Just patience on the calls, good balance, good bind, strong position.
Let's go, boys, come on! Tractor!
Well, 15 minutes to go in a 12-point game. An important passage of play here.
Okay, time on.
Edinburgh need to convert some
Right.
pressure into points. They've got a real opportunity
Bind.
here.
Set. Hold.
Ball
Time off.
not in.
Far
There's
side.
already been 2 penalties against
Lads,
Munster.
okay, lads, I can't referee both sides of the scrum when I'm in the middle of the pitch. Okay, keep a good stand on this side. I'm going to go the other side.
This is the most frustrating part of rugby
Good
for
stand on
everyone,
that side.
not just as a player
Lads,
or
we
a
must get a good
commentator,
bind.
but more as a fan.
Good bind, elbow up. Let's go. Let's go, please.
And Mike Adamson having to coach the players. Good binds, arms up. You know, Munster can hide behind. They made 4 changes there, 3 in the front row, 1 in the second row.
Time back on.
Edinburgh, 2 changes to that front row now, the one that started. Scrums went so well, both teams, in terms of stability at the beginning of the game.
Set. Good height. Oh, the push, get the ball in.
So Edinburgh have been down, camped 5 metres out from Munster's line for a while now. Can they make it count as the scrum twists?
Round on the mark. Same scrum. Just round on the mark.
Still be an Edinburgh put-in.
Don't get involved.
You know, there's an element that both teams want to scrum. Munster have had dominance throughout this game in the scrum. You know, Edinburgh now have got the bit between the teeth. They've opted for the scrum. They could have went for the quick tap.
Let's go.
So from an Edinburgh perspective, they've got to make it work.
Let's go. There's the mark.
You'll hear everyone screaming, let's go, let's go. That's what we all want. Please, just go. Let's go, come on.
Stay down, stay in.
Can Edinburgh get the ball clean out from the scrum?
Crouch. By.
Fierce Munster defence so far.
Set.
Free kick this time.
I think it might be another scrum.
Up for the scrum.
Please tap, no, please tap.
Time off.
Please. I might even scream tap.
Numbers. Scrum, yeah.
Oh, joy. You've got to remember, this pack are coached by Graham Rowntree, and I said it downstairs
Number
before the
10.
game.
Number 10, change.
Graham Rowntree, Richard Cockrell, the AB of the ABC of the Leicester team of the glory days. There's only one place they're going, and that's the scrum.
What were you in the Leicester days? Z?
Well, Martin Johnson was D. I would say that I was E, but they changed it to 4 and 5 when I was playing, so I was 4/5. Jim Johnson K had a ring to it.
Hold the weight, good engagement.
Well, there's Kevin O'Byrne who has come on. Ben Healy is also waiting to come on. Edinburgh made a change to bring on Ali Miller, and also debutant Boan Venter, the South African front row, signed from the Cheetahs.
Okay, time on,
He only
please.
came out of his quarantine on Tuesday, so he'll still be learning his teammates' names. The number 17 on the far side of the Edinburgh scrum there gets ready for his first involvement with his new club.
I wonder if he was scrumming against the pillars in the hotel quarantine or wherever he was. Like the tennis players were playing tennis in their rooms, weren't they? He probably was. He's South African. He loves it.
And it will be Munster ball, and Craig Casey was making the point to Mike Adamson.
There's no hook.
And that is a huge win for Munster. And the two hookers clash.
Lads, clearly no hook. Clearly no hook.
Craig Casey was the first to point that out, wasn't he? He was, and Munster, all the energy, you can see it there. He's pointing. I think he maybe had a swipe at it initially, Jim, yeah?
Yeah, he tried to. And a couple of years ago, you didn't have to hook. You could just walk straight over the ball. But recently, lost track of years and days and months in the last couple of years. But they did change it where the hooker has to hook the ball now. Old school. Like you said, he did try and hook it, but the pressure from the Munster pack, too much pressure on that man Mike Willemser in the middle of that scrum.
Well, Ben Healy's on at fly half for Munster. The man who got 20 points in the victory over Edinburgh in October, including the conversion that edged Munster in front. The delay there. Munster were hoping for a changeover in possession, but Mike Willemser didn't have the ball, so he couldn't throw it in.
See, he senses with Munster now. Slowed this Edinburgh pack right down.
Another line-out take from Gilchrist. Miller onto Willemser, now Mata. Nicely worked by Edinburgh. Shield, Gilchrist again. Bradbury, well tackled by Healy. Van der Vaalt onto Dean. Mismatch in size between the two number 12s in this game as Dale Endy tries to hack that one through, but penalty for Edinburgh.
Yeah, number 12 kicking the ball through the rut.
Yeah, so another slight amendment in recent years. It's kicking the ball in rucks. You can hook it back now.
You used to love that, Jim, didn't you? The big size 15s coming straight through the ruck.
That was my thing, I'm telling you now. I was unbelievable at kicking balls in rucks. And that's probably why they changed it, because the size 15 used to be Adidas boots, but they were Gilbert towards the end of the career, going through.
That's good. He's getting his poison like that.
Lads,
along the front man, please. Edinburgh in. Edinburgh, Munster open, open, open. Edinburgh in. Thank you. 9.
So Edinburgh back in the 22, tapped back by Davidson. Venter flung it into the arms of Sow. Shield now targets Miller. Charlie Shield again finds Grant Gilchrist, who's putting in a power of work. That's gone forward though. Munster have it back. And here goes Coombs.
Advantage over for
quickly on to Lochman. Casey been wrapped up by McCallum.
Ball's here. Taxi onside. Okay, leave it now.
Holland is trying to slow things down, but Lochman met by the Edinburgh challenge, and they're certainly not giving this one up, Edinburgh. They've displayed character in this contest, but they just can't get that score to get them within striking range of Munster. Casey's kick, and Shield was never underneath it. Chasing it with the fingertips. Munster with the knock-on advantage. Dale Endy. And now it will be another scrum on the far side.
We saw a similar one in the first half, didn't we? Andrew Conway. Charlie Shield there. More difficult than it looks, I think. Under that wind, seems unmarked. Trying to get it in the breadbasket. You know the collision's coming. That red wall. 3 Munster players chasing. Probably screaming a few things on the way.
Well, as Mark Bennett makes his way off, a nice moment for Matt Curry, the 19-year-old who comes on for his debut. Who plays for Watsonians in the Super 6, another to have come through the Murchison Castle regime in Edinburgh. Turns 20 on Monday.
Rated very highly.
Yeah, good space.
Really impressive in training. Obviously, it's a big step up. It's one of the benefits for this Edinburgh team. And the pause of the Super 6 semi-pro league around the country. Some younger lads are getting their opportunity sooner rather than later to show what they can do.
Lads, we need a better standard. The subs have come on, the standard has dropped. The standard needs to increase.
If we get the ball out of this scrum, there's 7 minutes for them to get some action.
Let's go, let's bind up.
Mike has said the standard of the scrum has dropped. I think I agree. So we watch, see the Munster packer down and ready, locked, ready to go. Edinburgh team, it's taken a while to get set.
Well, Edinburgh penalty.
Number 17
the scrum, and it's Lochman that's penalised.
Sometimes it is to the benefit when you come down slightly later. Munster in that crouched position for a long time. Fatigue can set in. Maybe it is a plan from the Edinburgh pack. Yeah, easy penalty.
Obviously the front rows have all changed.
When you said on the arm, straight to the floor. Easy penalty for Mike Adamson to see and to give.
Space.
It was a dramatic ending when they met earlier on in the season. It would eclipse that if Edinburgh can mount a comeback from here. That's a great steal at the line out from Munster and popped up by O'Byrne.
Onside.
Casey delivers the pass back to Healy. who just knocks it straight downfield. Ironi Sow now has it. He's a dangerous runner, but he's got a long, long way to go. Tackled by Archer. Shield. Van der Vaalt.
Pull off the ball.
Will be
For this player.
Edinburgh penalty. There's infringement off the ball, and so
Pulling
Byrne
the
that's
nine off the ball.
penalised.
Yeah, it's another Edinburgh penalty,
Pulling the
but
line off.
I tell
Pulling
you
the scrum
what,
half off the ball.
the Munster men have done their homework, haven't they, around the set piece. Very good in the defensive line out, getting up, challenging for the ball, making it a mess all the time. Very impressive.
Time off. Just got a bit of blood.
Blood injury for Gavin Coombs, so that will just halt the play for a moment.
Just got a stray boot. Ironi Sow.
Number 6. Sorry, 16.
See the line out that Stevie was talking about. Donahue gets up in front of Grant Gilchrist there, who they were probably targeting, to be fair. Donahue is very good in the line out. With the array of options this Munster team have got, like Stevie said, really well drilled. Big fan of that man. To see him get over the try line as well. Love the way he plays. Physical, looks for work.
Well, and they know that they've had to work so hard for this 12-point lead. The only thing that could make it even better for Munster is if they could get that 4th try for the bonus point.
Okay.
Van der Vaalt takes Edinburgh to just outside the 22. And a chance, Stephen, for you to name your Guinness Player of the Match.
Yeah, well, there's been a few standout players, but it has to come from the Munster side. Casey, he's been majestic at times, hasn't he? And Coombs has been so robust as always in the back row. But my Guinness Pro 14 Player of the Match on his 240th appearance is Billy Holland, leading his side to another victory. Exceptional performance by him and his team.
Fitting Guinness Pro 14 Player of the Match as well. He's been dragged out into touch.
Yeah, I agree with you, Stevie. In the middle of everything, isn't he? Not just that line out, again, which is another turnover off the back of that in the scrum as well. And obviously the captaincy to bring this Munster team on a dark Saturday evening up to Scotland.
Scrum half,
the kind of performance that they have done.
But it really has been a team effort. There's been 5 or 6 of the Munster lads that you could name. Billy Holland has galvanised these guys together. Good team effort.
Well, Nick McCarthy is on scrum half. Byrne, substitute hooker.
Okay, use it.
Number 21, McCarthy, former Leinster player. That goes from the scrum half, and Sow couldn't quite gather it. Did he knock it on in the process? He certainly did. It's time for another scrum.
Just what we all want, Rory. Another scrum, eh?
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Height. Height, space. Height, space. Good picture. Work hard on the height. Good bind, keep it square.
Those front row players have certainly earned their wages tonight. Into the final 3 minutes. PT Murrayfield.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Keep it up.
Down goes another scrum this time. It's a full blast.
That's
Penalty for Munster. And they can start to enjoy themselves out there.
Yeah, I think Mike Adamson's just fed up with
Collapsing.
The scrum's there, straight collapse. Callum on that tight head. It's all the reverse. Penalty from Trotman there before. Just say, I don't know, harsh, I think, against McCallum, but
Making space.
McCallum's just got to make a decision on the spot there. He's made it rapidly. He's a lot closer than I am.
Well, Rory Scannell coming on for his 100th Pro 14 appearance, and his kick takes us to just outside the 22. Gathered in by Coombs. You don't want him loose and running at your defence. He's gathered more yardage. He's helped on by O'Sullivan. And now Byrne, back it goes, and Van der Vaalt can get a loose boot to the ball. Conway is back, breaks the first two tackles. Step comes from the Irish international. Healy. Wide it comes to Daly. Nice little flip pass back inside to Chris Farrell. And McCarthy. Holland. Healy. Scannell. And out to O'Sullivan. Conway. Well tackled. And working the blind side. Good hands. And O'Donoghue. The man on the wing. Coombs. Healy in the thick of the action as we enter the final 30 seconds of the contest. Shane Daly is hauled down. He's there for McCarthy. Holland. Tireless effort from the Munster captain this evening. Scannell. And straightening is Farrell. Injecting some power and pace.
He's been rock solid tonight as well, hasn't he, in the centre? That's exactly what Andy Farrell will be wanting to see from the lads he's released from camp.
Last play.
He's got it again as Chris Farrell.
Last play.
Hasn't featured yet in the Six Nations. Rory Scannell. McCarthy was legally done, and Edinburgh have the ball. Final play of the game. Jaco van der Vaalt. So for Ronnie Sow, Edinburgh, I guess, fighting for a losing bonus point now. They've got a long, long way to go to get it, though. There's Venter.
Sorry, this is stopped.
Play will be stopped. There's an injured player in the middle of the park. There's a head injury, so Mike Adamson taking no chances. The clock already in the red. If that's Boan Venter making his debut.
Not been any infringement.
He had a strong carry.
Safety, so we will restart the game with a scrum, even though the time is up. We will restart with a scrum.
Andrew Davison that's down. It's been down for a fair bit actually.
Yeah, I understand.
The clock in the red. As we know, player safety.
I understand. Okay. But both teams, scrums aren't great. For
injuries
me,
especially.
you guys are going too low.
Head injuries tonight.
Better height.
Have been very good. We've not seen any, I don't think, go off the HIA, which is obviously a positive.
I felt they were just coming together. I didn't see it was a clear tackle off the ball, just coming together.
It's Davison that continues to receive the treatment from the Edinburgh medical staff.
Calling for the stretcher. Just see Davison there, gets his head on the wrong side, the tackle. Seems in a bit of bother, doesn't he? Pain.
Yeah, Michael, just...
As we know now, safety is everything. They won't take any risks whatsoever, even though he's sitting up.
the big win for Munster tonight, isn't it? Especially with Connacht trying to chase them down. I know they still to play against each other, but it's always a statement coming away from home. Then against, as Richard Cockrell said, the best team that he could select. And they've been able to get over the line once more. Really well drilled, and we're starting to see a little bit more of their handling. A few more plays, not scared to ship it on. Everybody seems comfortable with ball in hand, even though the weather conditions have been tough tonight.
Yeah, really impressed, Stevie, with the Irish provinces. You're obviously at the game live last night. I watched it in front of me fire with my slippers on, you know, but just impressed with the Irish teams. You know, there's a big divide, and you look at the strength and depth they've got across the board. You know, the professionalism, the physicality, they evolve every year. They're just breaking away from the pack, aren't they?
Yes.
And that's why I think, Jim, with the Rainbow Cup just around the corner, the 4 South African teams coming in, it surely is going to bolster this league up, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I am. You know, the news of Sia Khaleesi heading to the Tar Sharks. No, I played for the Tar Sharks. But yeah, I believe it or not, I did. It's not all about me.
You played for Natal Sharks?
Well, the under-21s, yeah. Yeah, the under-21s. So
you also played for England under-21s?
Oh, I don't remember that. Don't remember that. But I do love South Africa. It had a completely different dimension. The promo was shown before the game. Got me excited as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's brilliant to see some of these World Cup winners going to be coming and playing in this league, strengthening it up. As we just see the O'Donoghue try once again.
Last scrum.
He's been very good tonight.
Good height.
Craig Casey nipping underneath the Scottish defence.
Do you think he's got a chance? Do you think he's got a chance, Casey?
I think he's got a chance here against Italy in the next game for Ireland. Cooney played very well again last night for Ulster, so yeah, there's a lot of head scratching going on. Definitely back home why John Cooney isn't getting a nod. But
who would you start at 9 for Ireland?
Jeez.
There you go, put you on the spot. We can't dance around that one.
I'd start Cooney at 9, not just because I love his hair and love the way he's playing for Ulster. You know, he's had a few setbacks. You know, being dropped for the semi-final here against Edinburgh had a big effect on him. And off the back of that, he's not managed to claw his way back in the eyes of the national team.
But just before, he was supposed to start against Italy in the Six Nations just before the whole COVID actually kicked in. And I think that's a real blow to him, to his confidence of not getting selected again, and other lads coming in ahead of him. And Jim, it's hard to disagree with you. Like, it's, you know, the form that he's shown, it is hard to disagree with you.
And the way that they want to play, and he's obviously can kick goals as well. He's on point with that. You know, but you look at it, you go back to the point I made earlier, the quality of the Irish teams, you know, the riches of players.
It's the depth, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is, and the future as well. So the depth now, but the future going forward as well.
But you're saying that, Jim, in terms of the actual teams, but when it comes to the international stage, we seem to be a little bit off it at the minute. So it's not translating from the club game in the provinces into the national side. And that's why I think a lot of supporters are watching the likes of Craig Casey, watching John Cooney, watching Coombs, watching Jack Conan last night. Maybe that's who they want to see in the Irish team, and showing a bit more of that form.
And on the flip side of that, while we're talking about internationals, see Andrew Davison just getting wrapped up to go off. You know, but that's the thing with Scotland now, where there's a real excitement, real energy. Probably for the demise of Edinburgh, really. You think of the backbone of the Scotland team. A lot of these Edinburgh players, because they played so well last season, you know, Duhan van der Merwe being the standout that's been capped and is now doing it on the biggest stage as well. You look, has been a real positive for Scotland rugby with Edinburgh doing so well. Obviously Glasgow have struggled a little bit this year as well. We're now finding real strength in depth, and that's credit to Edinburgh, the coaches and the work done here, and also on the west coast as well with Glasgow, making Scotland a real dominant force now going forward.
Yeah, it is good to see. You know yourselves, lads, we all love the game and we're all entitled to an opinion, and everybody would pick a different Scotland team and a different Irish team. But that's why we're not head coaches. We don't have to make those decisions, thankfully.
It's made for a really wide open Six Nations, hasn't it?
I couldn't deal with the stress of being a head coach. I really couldn't. I'd be flicking on Twitter after every game, what they're saying, what they're saying. And then I'll probably be influenced by what everyone else was saying. But yeah, it has. You know, we all want to see the France-Scotland game go ahead. You know, what's going to happen with that next week. I think there's 3 players now that have been confirmed with COVID. You imagine with how contagious COVID-19 seems to be, that there will be more. So what will happen with that game?
Well, usually, Stephen, I might have been a bit thinking that you were being cynical and asked you if you'd named Billy Holland man of the match before this game kicked off. But he's been that good tonight that you couldn't not name him anyway.
Yeah, I know, and I did play a bit of rugby with him at underage level, but it's not that. I think the forward pack for Munster tonight has won the game for them, and he's the guy that's been leading that forward pack. His line-out defence, his own line-out ability to take and retain possession. He's in the tight head as well of the scrum, adding his weight, adding his experience in there. So to give him the player of the match for sure, he deserves it.
Why has he not got any grey hairs and he's got a full head, Steve? If you and him are the same age, I'm just not putting this together. So you played age group with Billy. Are you really the same age or not? The stresses of working in the media, I suppose, because we are on social media. No, he's been good, really good. How much longer is he planning on doing it, you reckon?
I don't know, he seems the type of fella that could just keep going and going, doesn't he?
Space, stability, good height.
Very resilient.
Yeah, I'm not sure about his contract. Does he have another year in it? Because he might be hunting down Donegal O'Callaghan, who's 26 appearances ahead of him, as now we see that really sad sight for Andrew Davidson as he is on the stretcher and heading off, and we really wish him the best in his recovery. The game beyond the 80 minutes. And that really is a sight that we never want to see in a rugby field.
We were just saying, tonight's game, there hasn't been any HIAs. Just hoping that his precaution.
There's the mark.
So we're all hoping for.
Space, height.
It's been a really good game, physical game.
Well, and the players who have all been desperately trying to stay warm out there.
5.
One more scrum, perhaps.
Set. Height.
Reset scrums have been a bit of the story of the game here at BT Murrayfield. That one's down again, and it's an Edinburgh penalty.
Number tight head to floor, under pressure, tight head to ground.
We're not quite done.
Paul, I imagine where Mike Adamson was stood coming from the touchline.
Not too much risk taken by Jaco van der Walt.
6.
I can tell you that the other game at the sports ground, Connacht 32 points to 17 winners against the Cardiff Blues, so bonus point for the men from Galway. Shield gathers that one for Dean. The tackles in the 83rd minute, as ferocious as they were in the first from Munster. Unrelenting in their defensive efforts. The power of the pack did the damage as well at the end of that first half.
And for the people wondering what Edinburgh are doing while they're still going, there is a bonus point up for grabs still for them. As Richard Cockrell said, every point matters, especially this season, back-to-back games.
Yeah, it is tight in the race for that third spot, which is crucial to get Champions Cup qualification. Make a big difference financially to budgets and so on, to attract players.
I think at some point, Rory, Stevie, Edinburgh are going to have to chance their arm. They're not going anywhere through this Munster's red wall.
Not a penalty for the offside against that red wall.
Offside.
And of course, kick to the touchline here. Edinburgh can pick a penalty and try and retain possession off the line out. Keep this game going. What's the record, Rory? 90-odd minutes, is it?
Well, was it the Wales-France game in the Six Nations when
Wayne
they ran
Barnes.
out of space in the graphics? It didn't go to 100 minutes.
Big Jim's looking to get home and get his onesie on. Get in front of that fire again.
Just text the wife. It could be a while.
Shield to Van der Vaart, and crashing through was Matt Curry. Good carry from the youngster. Shield to Gilchrist, another head down charge from the Edinburgh captain. There's Willemse. Shield again, Van der Vaart and Mata. We got that Edinburgh try, which gave them some hope early on in this second half. Here's Venter. On debut for him. Now Magnus Bradbury.
Release! No!
Shield did well to find Ali Miller there. Backpedaling somewhat. Willemse plays scrum half. Gilchrist juggled it, but backwards crucially.
No, don't kick
Remains in Edinburgh possession.
Stay.
Into the 86th minute of the game, after that long delay as well for the injury to Andrew Davidson. But at the moment, Edinburgh not gaining any ground. Willemse tries to change that. Or McCallum. One's come back on the Munster side, illegally so.
Off feet, number 7. Off feet.
So Van der Vaart should take this into the Munster 22. Which he does. Final chance for Edinburgh to gain a point.
Do you think he's got a chance, Jim, of getting into the 10 jersey of Scotland, the remainder of the Six Nations?
Yeah.
With Ben. Again, what I like is Jakob van der Vaart, another player, played really well for Edinburgh, but he stepped up to international. There was a few question marks over him being fast-tracked into that 10 jersey, but with injuries to Adam Hastings, who we saw obviously back playing last night, with a different colour hairstyle, albeit.
We'll start 10 and wait for the arms to
Some
come
more strength
down.
and depth.
So 3 quality 10s now in the Scotland ranks. Duncan Weir as well.
Stay.
4th option, will be returning to Glasgow next season. Shield. Haining is back on. That one has been ripped away from him. The Munster, they don't want the game to end as well, because they've got the possibility of a bonus point. Neither side accepting that the ball will go out of play. Here's Conway, sidesteps one, away from Shield. Oh, Conway is brilliant, almost away. Sow just managing to get a hand on him. With Wycherley. McCarthy.
Go! Go handstand, go!
Scrum half to Byrne, and now backs can have a run again. Clute hanging out on the wing. The open side cuts in. O'Byrne. Well, that's a good step from Holland.
tired forwards on the right-hand side there, if Munster can find them.
Well, that one has gone forward, and that will now be the final whistle after 88.5 minutes. A long old game and a hard work victory for Munster. They had to dig really deep, but their quality showed through. Their professionalism got the job done. The conference leaders take another step towards the final on this momentous occasion for Billy Holland, who marks his 240th game for the province, going level with Ronan O'Gara, joint second in appearances for Munster. And at full time at BT Murrayfield, it's finished Edinburgh 10, Munster 22.